Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this very special dinner that we are having for you this evening. My name is Jessica Rowe. It is my great pleasure to be your MC this evening. Now, I know we are normally in person for the ladies' lunch for the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation, but because of circumstances well beyond our control, we're coming to you live from this wonderful studio in Sydney. I'm so excited because you know what? I've had a chance to frock up for you tonight. I know, look, I'm in Carla Zampatti, who we are paying tribute to this evening. You're going to be hearing from her family, but how about this for a look? I'm so excited. You can see just in the corner there, wonderful Renee Lopez, who is the Vice President of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. And Renee, tonight, it's such an exciting night. I know I've already said that once. Why don't we have a count, actually? For those of you listening at home, let me know how many times I say exciting. Because it is exciting. I've even made, just indulge me for a moment, my own clipboard. I do like craft, Renee.
It's beautiful.
And I didn't want to have an ugly clipboard, so I've covered it with gift wrap paper with all my very special notes on it. And of course, all of you are joining us from home, or you might be together in your workplaces. I know we have some people from Chris O'Brien Lifehouse joining us tonight, so special love and hello to you. We do want to see your pictures. I know I'll get to you in a minute, Renee. I haven't been in front of a camera for a while, so I'm quite excited to be talking. But we do want to see your pictures tonight, so if you could hashtag SBCF, thank you, live, that would be wonderful. And because we've got a prize for the best picture that you will send to us. And look, I can already see some wonderful pictures coming through on the screen. That says there, Susie and Leisha supporting the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. The freebie girls, so lovely to see you. Please keep those photos coming through. We want to see how you are celebrating tonight, because Renee, you and I, we are going to be celebrating here in the studio. But what I want to talk to you about, because for those of you, many of you know Renee, but some of you don't, but she is a force of nature. Look, you're looking nervous because she doesn't like to take any credit or talk. But now is your moment, because you have been a part of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation for 9 years. It is something very close to your heart. Why is it so important to you?
Because we need to help women that go through such a difficult journey. And the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation look after those women at that point that are the most vulnerable. And we can see where that money goes. And that's why I love being a part of the foundation, because we make a difference and we see the difference that we make.
And you do make such a tangible difference with the extraordinary fundraising that you do every year. But we're doing it a bit differently this year, aren't we?
Very different, very stressful.
Round of applause at home, everyone, for Renee, please. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Oh, thank you.
With those very glamorous Carla Zampatti sleeves.
Yes, they're gorgeous.
But as you said, it has been more stressful the past 2 years, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, we've had to try things differently to be able to still raise the vital funds that we need. On average, the foundation spends about $600,000 a year on all the different areas that we need to support women, whether it be the National Fellowship Program, to support the surgeons doing their training to take that talent to different postcodes across the country, to our breast care nurses, our hardship fund, anything that women need to go through this journey, we want to be there for them.
And the thing is, you are, but you know, in previous years, we've had how many people in the room, actually, people sitting around tables?
Yeah, so our last event together in 2019, we had 640 people in the room. But tonight's really humbling for us because we've got 500 people supporting us this evening.
Oh,
so the support for us is huge.
Yeah. That just gives me goosebumps to think there is 500 of you beautiful souls out there having dinner with us virtually and giving your incredible support to the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation, because you've helped already by buying a ticket, but we're going to be asking for more help tonight. We really want you to dig deep because, as Renee has said, we need your help to do the very important work that the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation do for women impacted by breast cancer and their families. And of course, Renee, because it is different this year, we're coming from a studio, it means that we've really had to rely on our sponsors and supporters, haven't we?
Tremendously. We couldn't do what we're doing tonight without the generosity of Symphonia Wines and Neil Perry and Chow Chow.
Excuse me, cheers.
Oh, yes.
Shall we do a
It's
cheers?
so good.
Cheers, cheers,
Cheers, cheers.
Prosecco. Who doesn't love Prosecco?
Especially Symphonia Prosecco. It is so nice.
It is. I'll just have a little, just a sip.
Yeah,
just
we can't
let's
get too tiddly. No.
Symphonia Wines, thank you so much for being such a long-term supporter of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. Of course, Canturi.
Yes.
I am wearing some beautiful earrings of theirs tonight. I actually have worn them since 1 o'clock this afternoon when they dropped them off with my tracksuit at home because I just wanted to make the most of them. And Canturi as well, they have been supporters for 26 years.
26 years, yeah.
So enormous love to Trish and to Stefano Canturi, who are so generous to the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation, so much so that this year they have donated an extraordinary diamond pendant.
They have.
Now, who doesn't love pendants? I think we might have a picture of that on the screen that we can show you in a moment, but essentially it is, let me tell you a little bit about the pendant. It is valued at $10,700 and there are only 250 raffle tickets available. So if you buy a ticket, you have got a very high chance of winning. It's $50 to buy a ticket and the details are there on your screen about how you can enter that raffle for the most exquisite pendant, and we will show that to you a little bit later and throughout the evening. So please buy a raffle ticket. I've bought a few already, so fingers crossed. But in the meantime, I'm going to be enjoying these earrings. We did mention Carla Zampatti as well. And you and I are both wearing Carla Zampatti and just loving it.
I know, I'm feeling very structured.
Oh, but don't you think, and I'm sure everyone at home agrees, there's something about the designs that Carla Zampatti has made, that they're timeless, they're elegant, they fit you. You feel so special in them. They're making us sit taller, aren't they, Renee?
Are, yes, and my beautiful sleeves, look at these. They go for days.
Yeah, but don't get them caught on a doorknob, okay? They caused problems for me before, sleeves like that. So Carla Zampatti, the team there, thank you so much. And Vogue Australia, they are our entertainment partners for this evening because Edwina McCann, who is a very special woman and the editor of Vogue Australia, she has got an exclusive and very intimate interview for us tonight with Carla's children, with Alexander Schuman, with Bianca Spender and Allegra Spender. And we're going to be playing that at around 7:30 tonight. That's going to be about a 20-25 minute interview. So sit back and relax at that time. It really is a beautiful discussion with Carla's children. And of course, Neil Perry. I put actually some of his items in the oven a little earlier. I wanted to claim, as a crap housewife, I'm a crap housewife, Renee, I wanted to claim that they were my own, but in fact, no, I've got nothing to do with it. Neil Perry, his wife Sam, as well as their business partner David Allison and the team at Chow Chow have been so generous. They have donated the food tonight and the delivery service. So can we give them an enormous round of support? Because as you know, our restaurants, the hospitality industry has been doing it especially tough, haven't they, during this time? So for them to be so generous and to dig deep in the way they have is just wonderful. So please, we'd love to see some of those pictures that you have throughout the evening tucking into your beautiful meal. I know we're going to eat it a little bit later, so I can't wait. I cannot wait. And of course, as we mentioned, the Symphonia wines, we'll be teaming it with them. Not only is there the Prosecco, there's also rosé. I mean,
who doesn't love rosé? Really,
who doesn't love rosé? It even matches the wallpaper that we have here this evening. So we've got rosé, there's rosé for you to try, there's white, there's red. It's just extraordinary. So once again, thank you, Symphonia. I mentioned as well that Canturi beautiful necklace. So please buy those raffle tickets. And that's going to close, I think, at about 7:45 tonight. So you do have plenty of time. And look, there is an image of the Canturi pendant. Look at how sparkly it is. And I think, Renee, don't you reckon it's one of those necklaces that will suit many different people and age groups?
Absolutely. And skin types because of the sparkle.
Oh, sparkle. And also, I mean, indulge me too, again, I do have, this is actually mine. It's a beautiful butterfly ring that I bought myself from Canturi because it just means so sort of much to me. And I think that butterfly icon as well is so symbolic for people sort of going through particularly hard times. Now, what we're going to do, I'll stop talking for just a moment, if you can believe it, because who we are going to be hearing from now is our premium sponsors, Neil Perry and Symphonia Wines. Have a listen.
Hi Neil, it's fantastic to be here today with you, getting ready for this wonderful fundraiser for the Breast Cancer Foundation.
It's exciting.
And we are delighted that our Prosecco is going in your box. And my suggestion for people is to, as soon as they receive that box, put it in the refrigerator.
Get it cold.
Get it cold. When you start getting ready to turn the oven on, open the bottle.
Absolutely. Have a glass while cooking.
Yes.
Have 2 glasses while cooking, actually.
And I hope they'll enjoy this because it's a naturally fermented Prosecco.
Yes, fantastic.
So it's little bubbles, zesty.
Well, it'll be in a box full of wine and food. What more could you want?
No, it's be wonderful.
And I hope everyone gets behind this Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation dinner because it is very unique. It might only ever happen like this once. So let's celebrate it and make it the best ever.
Oh, thank you, Neil, and to Symphonia. Now, with me here is the wonderful Libby Ray. Now, you are one of the event partners tonight. It's your studio that we're coming from.
Yeah, it is. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. And as I said, it's so exciting to be in the studio again.
Yay. Well, you're welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you. Well, you've done such a beautiful job. You also have a very responsible role tonight because Libby is going to be explaining the technology side of things. It's not my strong point, but because we want you to bid on the silent auction items, Libby is now going to talk through how you do that remotely. So what do people need to be doing?
Yeah, no problem. Well, we've made it really easy by giving you so many options. So there's no excuses not to get behind Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation tonight. We have a QR code that you can scan that's on your screen right now.
Oh, so so basically what that means, because my teenagers normally help me with IT. And so for those of you at home who are going, what? I know we've scanned lots of QR codes, but essentially when you see that QR code on the screen, just put your phone up onto it, and then that will open all the silent auction items.
And you'll be ready to bid straight away almost.
Oh, fantastic.
Few clicks of the button. We're almost, I can just see now, we're already at $22,000.
Oh my goodness.
I wonder if we could get to double.
I think we could do even better than that.
Perhaps.
That is fantastic. You see, I need to put my glasses on to,
you can see, don't worry,
to read that
I've got
figure.
you.
But that is so good. So,
So
keep those bids coming in. So,
there's the QR code.
So put your phone on the QR code. Oh,
Just-
I hope you can't read my messages that are there on my phone as I'm showing people what to do.
Exactly. There's
And
also,
what else can we do?
If you're on your computer, just below the video browser where you see us right now, you can actually bid directly below that. So it's just super easy. You can stay on the page, no problem. Everything's there ready for you. Or you can text SBCF and your name to 0458 678 678, 0458 678 678. So 3 options. Need to get behind SBCF. There's so many great things. You could actually bid on coming to the studio. There's a studio auction item in there.
Isn't that great? So you could host your own show.
Host your own show.
You could
Start a YouTube channel.
Yes, what a good
Exactly.
idea. And I tell you, especially like with sort of the young groovers, I know that's not a very groovy thing to say, but with lots of teenagers, they're so into YouTube.
Yeah.
And so to have an opportunity to have a studio space and create a whole lot of content themselves, that is fantastic.
Or a musician perhaps coming in.
Yes. What, to record something?
Record something. Bit of a, what are the video
You could do anything. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, the sky is the limit, as they say.
Absolutely.
Libby, thank you for going through all of that. And look, I'm so excited I can't even speak. Look at the bottom of the screen now. There are those instructions for how you can text, which is what we've done when we've had the lunches. People texting it, so many people would be familiar with that. Also, throughout the evening, we'll be putting that QR code up so you can put your phone onto that, or as you said, the bottom of the screen. And I mean, I'll put my phone down, there are some fantastic items. As you said, the studio space, there's magnums of champagne, there's a stay at Eden.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, my goodness. I've never been there before. But it looks so beautiful. Well, yes, maybe. Well, I've been a bit busy though. But I will. I'll get on to that. And also, of course, some of you might be familiar with during lockdown, I'm a proud crap housewife, as some of you might know, and I posted what I'd like to dress up each night. So I posted my outfits.
Oh, they're beautiful. You look stunning.
Oh, well,
I think you're the only one that managed to stay absolutely stunning through lockdown.
Oh, well, but that was for that moment for the photo.
Oh, right.
There were plenty of times
And
when
then the truckies come on.
That's right. But it was lovely to dress up each night. So I've donated a pack of sort of 4 of my frocks, so you can see that. Oh, look, and there they are. So I've got the lovely black short sparkly one. You'll see Daphne there, my puppy dog in the corner. She wanted to sort of feature. Then another, it looks like I've got hanging down armpits. I don't in the silver dress. But there's 2 of them. And then also I've got a wonderful, it's a leather dress from Rebecca Valance and a lovely ginger and smart as well. So that's just another one of those items that are up for grabs. So have a look. There's going to be something for everyone. As well, earlier on in the evening, I mentioned that the hashtag, the SBCF Live, please tag your photos because we want to see how you're celebrating. That hashtag's on the screen now. And we're going to judge the best photo or the best celebration.
Yeah.
And you will be winning a fantastic item. So please post your photos with that hashtag. Now, I've got you here as well to do a lucky door prize because we've put everyone's name, everyone who was taking part in the evening, in this lovely gold bucket. Now, how about if I draw it out and then you read it because the names are very small.
Teamwork.
Exactly. So our first lucky door prize winner is
Evangela. Oh, you picked a hard one here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Castrisos. Evangela Castrisos.
Oh, Evangela.
We will get in touch.
We will. And congratulations because what you have in fact won is a beautiful Symphonia wine gift pack that is valued at $100. So that is really going to be quite something. So thank you for joining us for dinner tonight. Please keep those bids coming in. Oh, look, it's going up, which is exciting. Of course, as well, there's a beautiful Carla Zampatti voucher there, and I can see too Camilla as well, who's been a long-term supporter of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. Now, we're going to have a look now at Symphonia Wines and their vineyards and what's involved in actually the delicious wine that they make and produce. Take a look.
We're really excited to be working with the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation this year. We're starting a new business which is delivering boxes of food to people, and it just seemed in this crazy pandemic with no other way of raising funds other than to do it in individual houses that this was a perfect solution and that we could help out. And being a new business, we want always to give back to the community if we can. And of course, with 3 daughters, a beautiful wife, my gorgeous mother who's no longer with me, breast cancer is a really important part of what I like to work on, and this foundation does some fantastic work. So we're very pleased to be involved, aren't we, Sam?
We are.
I got a little overexcited. I pushed the wrong button. So in fact, that wasn't Symphonia Wines. It was the generous and big-hearted Neil Perry and his wife Sam there talking about why they are so passionate about the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation and how generous they have been in donating all of the beautiful meals that you are enjoying this evening. So once again, thank you so much to Neil and to Sam. I am now joined by a really special woman, Associate Professor Cindy Mak, who is the Director of Breast Services at Chris O'Brien Lifehouse. Now, Cindy, welcome. It is so lovely to see you. You've had a busy day today, haven't you?
I have, yes. I've been operating.
You are quite a woman, and really, I suppose what I'd like to start with is, why is the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation so important to you?
The Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation has enabled us to treat our patients in a really special way. So I'll give you an example of what our donors' donations do. For example, today, I was operating and I wore a headlight. Now, I need light to see to operate well.
So a headlight, so literally a light.
Looks around my head. Yep, makes me look like a miner, but I'm okay with that. This light was donated by the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. I think it costs about $4,500. And it's an item of equipment we use a lot. They've donated 2 other headlights as well, so our fellows and other surgeons can wear them. And these are the small things that really help. But apart from equipment, they do other things. So we have a wig library, for example, at Chris O'Brien Lifehouse, which is supported by the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. And so there are women out there. I mean, chemotherapy is hard enough. Never mind the loss of the hair. And
it's not fair, is it? You think, come on.
Yeah, and these women, some of them don't have the finances to go and find a wig, or maybe not the time to do it immediately. But there's a wig library. You can go there and somebody can help you out, and you can go find a wig that suits you. You can be crazy, or you can pick something that looks just like you.
Which is really quite something. And of course as well, what about research? Because I think we always want to hear about, is there a cure as such, or what is happening with treatment?
So with the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation donations, we've been able to fund fellows. Fellows are doctors who are finished with their specialist training and they're moving on to the next stage before they become fully fledged consultants. So for example, we had a medical oncologist funded, and she did some really amazing work on tumor banking. Currently, we have our fellow Nesh Eswaralingam, who is our surgical fellow. And Nesh has been instrumental in putting together a study on a trial on this really great piece of kit called Scout, which is a localization device in surgery. And without the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation supporting him, we wouldn't have him to do this research. But also, they actually purchased the kit for us. So the actual console for the Scout, which is a considerable purchase, is also purchased by them. So these things are go in tandem, and we really can't do it without the donors, and we can't do it without SBCF. We can't do it without people like you coming to support us.
Oh, well, what you do, I think, is so remarkable. And of course, as you say, thank you to everyone who is joining us here this evening, to our long-term Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation supporters, and of course, some people who are perhaps joining us tonight for the first time. It really is wonderful to have you here with us this evening. And Cindy, why is it something that's so important for you to do? Why do you love being a part of Chris O'Brien Lifehouse?
Well, so just if I wake up in the morning and I've had a bad night, and it could be my geriatric cat, who's very annoying at the moment.
What's your cat's name? I know.
Pamela Hillary. She even has a middle name.
So Hillary's her middle name.
Yeah.
I love it.
She comes
I'm a
with the
crazy
house.
cat
She's
lady
20
too.
years old.
20?
She's 20. I keep saying this is her last year, but it's never her last.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yes, except for the scratching
Pamela.
on the door constantly. That bit's hard. So Pam and a combination of the two little kids that I have sometimes give me a bad night. But I wake up in the morning and I realize I'm coming to work to do something useful for society. And I am not one of those people who has to come and see me. And that makes it all okay. And I just want my patients to be able to access the best care that they can with parity and equity and the respect and the consideration that everybody deserves. And you guys help us to do that.
That's so beautifully said. And thank you for what you do and the difference that you're making to the lives.
No, thank you for coming along and supporting us and looking as fabulous as you do. I'm in Carla Zampatti too, but notice I don't quite look like that.
You look amazing.
But she's great, isn't she? Don't you just love this?
The best. And isn't it fun to get dressed up?
It is. Finally. I thought I was going to die trying to pile this thing into the Uber. Just like wrapping all these layers of tulle, but it was so much fun.
Isn't it lovely? And to put some makeup on and high heels. Thankfully, we're sitting down.
Yes. No, but I have nice shoes.
Yeah. Should we show people
Oh,
our
yeah.
shoes?
Oh, you
just
have
for
to
the
show
heck of it?
your shoes.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
shoes
See,
are
look,
amazing.
there we go.
So mine are kind of boring compared to yours.
No, yours are lovely because you've got a lovely heel as well, and the perspex across. Look at that. See, we do good shoes
So who
too.
are you wearing?
These are, you know what? These are Miu Miu.
Miu Miu. I'm in
Yes.
Scanlon Theatre, but yours are gorgeous.
And look, and just speaking of being, because a crazy
my
cat
God, that's
lady,
right.
I had to put in pussycat inner soles in my shoes. So
And look at the detailing. It's
yeah.
amazing.
yeah. So there
Thank
we
you
go.
so much, Jess, for all of the work that you do for us. We really appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you.
And I love reading your mum jokes. They're great.
I do love a mum joke. My daughters, and I'm always actually on the lookout for mum jokes. So if anyone has got some at home, send me some.
Send you some dad jokes.
No, mum jokes. Mum jokes are the way to go. Cindy, thank you so much. You're going to be drawing some lucky draw and some raffle items for us soon. But picking up on what you were saying about equipment and how important that is, in the silent auction, there are some items right at the end that we are calling, they're the wish list items. So you can pay for things like patient care packages. There's also massages for patients. So tell me a little bit about that, how important that is and why that's...
So the hardship funds that SBCF donate to allow our patients who may have some difficulty accessing these things otherwise to access things like lymphedema therapy, massage therapy, a whole bunch of things that make their cancer journey just that little bit more pleasant. And it's really nice to know that you don't always have to struggle to go and find funds to do something that really is basic for these people.
So please have a look at those particular items in the silent auction, because as we've just heard from Cindy, the difference they will make to many women's lives is so very important. Now, I think what we're going to do is a lucky door prize.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to be giving away some more of the beautiful Symphonia wine, the gift pack. I will let you, I'll hold the bucket.
I don't know if you know this, but I also need reading glasses.
Well, mine are over there. So if you want, do you want to
Okay,
draw
we'll
them?
just
And
try
I'll get
Let's
my
try this.
glasses if we, because it's very small font.
Oh my word. Okay, no, I can read
you-
this.
oh, well done.
Okay, all right. Congratulations, Hugo Isdell.
Yay, well done, Hugo Isdale. We will get in touch with you and you will be getting the beautiful Symphonia Wines package. So I know that we played for you just a little earlier that wonderful message from Neil Perry and Sam. I'll just give you a little bit of background to them, that as you would probably be aware that Neil Perry and David, his business partner, they've worked together on Qantas First Business Class Foods for 15 years. They're an incredible team. And Chow Chow, who've been delivering your food, that's a collaboration between both Neil and David. They deliver the best produce in the country to you, building a food and cooking community that will bring joy to your family and to your friends. Now, I'm not sure if now I've got wonderful Dan, who's behind the camera. Will we see, Dan, now the Symphonia Wines package? Will we have a look at that? Wonderful. So now enjoy having a look at Symphonia Wines. Have a look.
The Symphonia Vineyard is located in Myrie, which is in King Valley, which is the GI for where this fruit, that's the region. The vineyard's 450 metres above sea level, so we're considered cool climate, which is one of the things that for the future of the wine industry is to have that cool climate. The Prosecco is planted, we were asked to grow it by a few other producers because our vineyard has a very high acid content and the people want what we can produce. So when we were growing it, we thought we'll make it. And the funny part is it's about 15 King Valley Prosecco Road, and when they did a blind tasting, our first one beat everyone else on a blind tasting, so we're lucky. I really can't pick a favourite. As you can see on all of these, they've all been grown, the grapes have all been grown on our vineyard. We launched the Pinot Noir at one of the breast cancer lunches about 3 years ago, and this one is made very much in the French method, so it's not sweet. None of our wines are sweet. We like the Prosecco's not sweet, it's not lolly water, it's close to fine bubbles. So that's my go-to when I'm stressed. That's when I'm cooking the meal, and when I'm really serious, we have our Quintus, which is the only blend we do. So, no, I can't choose. I love them all.
Oh, thank you to Symphonia Wines there. Now, I'm just checking my phone. We've got plenty of great pictures coming through. Please use the hashtag SBCFLive. Lovely Lynn Crooks, I can see you there sitting on the couch watching. Big love and great to see you. And look, there we go. We can see Lynn there. So I'm glad, Lynn, that you're having a wonderful night and you are such a special woman. So thank you for all that you do. Now, we only have, I think we've got, is it 49 tickets left? I'm getting the nod here. We've only got 49 raffle tickets left for that extraordinary Canturi necklace. I think we'll show you a picture of that in a moment, but Canturi have been long-term supporters of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. For 26 years, they have been donating the most beautiful prizes for us. And look at that pendant. It could be yours for the price of a $50 raffle ticket. There are only 49 left. We're selling 250 in total. So that means your chances of winning are very, very good. So I'm about to hopefully get 2. So then we might have only 47 left. So what I'm going to do now is introduce a wonderful interview that we have for you tonight that Edwina McCann has done, the editor of Vogue Australia, with Carla Zampatti's children. It's a very intimate discussion between them. It'll run for about 25 minutes or so. So please sit back, relax and enjoy, and we'll see you very soon.
The Breast Cancer Foundation, Love and Legacy. We really appreciate you sharing memories of your mother, but also the latest collection by Carla Zampatti. It's a very important cause. 1 in 9 women sadly lose their lives every day.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Edwina. It's something that we see also as a really, really important cause. So we were really delighted to be here and support those women who and their families who've been through such difficult times and to continue to support the research to hopefully get through this.
So Alex, starting with you, knowing Carla like no other, What do you think gave her the ability to transcend fashion and really influence Australian life in all aspects, culture, arts, business, and even politics?
I think that's a really good point. She was able to transcend fashion and really have an influence, win influence across a lot of different areas. I think of a lot of it was just that she had this crossover of both being a creative, but someone who had a really strong business mind. Of course, she won lots of fashion prizes and accolades in her life, but the first big prize that she won was as Australian Businesswoman of the Year. And I think that's what she really brought to all of her dealings in her boards, in her philanthropic boards and government boards and business boards, the mixture of the both. She was always pressing others to be a lot more creative or business-minded, and was quite outspoken about it wherever she went.
And on that topic, Bianca, what do you think really gave your mother the ability to see where women would be one day, what they could become, especially given the time she grew up in?
For Mum, I think her formative years where she grew up in Italy, and her and her brothers and her mother ran the farm, and her father was in Australia, nowhere to be seen. I think that she just saw women running the world, and it just transformed. She would carry as much up the hill as both her brothers could. She had this fierce independent spirit. She remembers telling me she was like under 8, that she was so proud she was left on the farm on one night on her own. And I think she just had this independent spirit, and then coming to Australia and seeing a land of such opportunity, it just made her say women can be everything. And she was not content in the roles that were available for women, and just didn't think that anyone should be.
And Allegra, I guess that really defined a powerful woman. How did it change your perception of what a powerful woman was growing up?
So, Mum loved women running things. She would prefer, if a business was run by a woman, she would like that business more. That was her. And I think for Mum, she was really, I think, proud of what women could do. And I think a lot of that came from her own experience, because she had some very difficult times personally. And I think through those times, she learnt how strong she could be. And I think and she learned how important it was to be independent and to be able to make your own choices. And so for Mum, I think power, and actually I think for me personally, power is that freedom and independence and the ability to make your own choices, whatever those choices are. So it's not about, who's running this or that. It's actually about yourself and saying, can I do what I believe I can, and have the confidence to pursue what is important to you. That, I think, is power. And that's what I have taken from her.
She certainly was a very powerful woman.
She was.
And Bianca, also, here we sit in this beautiful environment. Your mother had such a refined sense of beauty and aesthetics. Did that really influence you as a young girl?
Oh, I mean, I have so many visual memories of spaces, of moments that she would create, whether it was chopping down this huge, we had magnolias, we had palms, it was the 70s, there was a lemon branch in there. She would just take half a tree and stick it in a vase and make a sculpture of it. Or Allegra and I were both talking about how she line up pears perfectly on a white platter and leave it on a table just in the corner. So there was a visual feast in this, and the way that she would frame everything, it gave this there was this strong but really minimal and beautiful, and I don't know, just so tactile in how she didn't like things too perfect either. They had to have this form. So I think growing up in her world, we were always in touch with that beauty, and we were allowed to touch things, like the sculpture you would touch, the couches, the paintings you would live on, the beautiful tables you would have glass on. You wouldn't have a big tablecloth. It was very much about this real sense. You really have this feeling in your hands of everything around you.
What you talk about is so tactile. And I think that was one of the things about your mother. She was incredibly generous. I mean, the Carla Zampatti Foundation Design Award is a great example of that.
Yes.
What do you think it was that she wanted to do? She always wanted to make things better and lift everybody up with her.
She always wanted to share her experience, and she'd gone through a big journey, as Allegra said, and really wanted to share the benefit of her her journey and her experience with others. She really was aching to take that lesson forward for everybody else to learn from.
Soon after she passed away, someone wrote to me on LinkedIn, a woman I hadn't met before, and she said, she just wrote to me and said, look, you know, your mum really wanted to see other women succeed. And she told me this story about how mum and her had had a coffee, and mum had said, you know, so how can I help you? And so she had introduced her to Chief Executive Women. She had set her up with a mentor, and they had done a variety of leadership activities together, with lots of men, sort of, you know, the two women in the room. And this woman wrote to me and told me about how just mum had been a champion for her. And I just think, you know, that's, sorry, I'm going to be a bit emotional, but that is actually one of mum's greatest gifts, I think, was that she truly supported women and she truly wanted women to succeed. And I think, and she was willing to get behind them and support them. And I'm very, very proud of that. That's what she was like.
And it went well beyond, you know, just women. She was incredibly generous in terms of philanthropy.
Yeah, I think it's about, you know, for women, it's about how do you support women, but, you know, for migrants and the underdog, you know, she, for example, I run a charity which brings together students from low socioeconomic backgrounds and mentors, and also have scholars. And some of these kids are refugees or recently arrived migrants. And she came to one of our events and said, you know, these kids, they're just like me. She said, I see myself in all of them because they're kids who want to be the best that they possibly can be, but have lots of hurdles, but aren't afraid of them. And that's what she was like. So that's, I think, they're the essence of her, I think. And that really came out, I think, in philanthropy.
And how do you think that influenced her clothes, her designs?
Look, I think that her clothes were about, and I think this is our great aspiration, her clothes are about making women feel confident and making women feel beautiful so they can take on the world. And whatever challenge, if you're wearing Carla Zampatti and feeling great, that's what she wanted. And so that, I think, you know, that's the sensibility, that female sensibility. And then I think the other part is just the creativity of, you know, she loved beautiful things. If you wore a jacket that she loved, she would come over, whether it was hers or not, she'd come over and tell you that she loved it. And she was alive to beauty and creativity in all her ways. And I think that's really came out in her business, but, you know, that was who she was as a person.
She saw we had a deep culture, but she wanted us to, you know, really invest in it and push it forward.
And of course, fashion is intrinsically important and part of the fabric of Italian life.
Fashion and family.
Exactly.
And food. It's like the 3 Fs. I just think when I lived in Italy, all they talked about was family, fashion and food. And I was like, wow, you guys are amazing. You're really obsessed. And I think that those were, you know, her mediums of, I don't think it's by chance that you know, when I lived in Italy, I called up my sister and brother and I said, there's a whole country like her. She makes sense.
And I'd say one other thing I think she wanted for the industry is she wanted young designers to learn how to run businesses, because I think that's what she saw a lot, was really talented young people coming up in the industry, but not having the business skills to be able to turn it into, you know, a viable business, and that being really heartbreaking. Because she'd been that young designer trying to make it work. And so I think that's something that she always was really passionate about, is that, you know, fashion is an art, but it also has to be a business for it to work. And how do we help our young designers and our young creatives learn those business skills?
Yeah, she was a crusader for bringing business to creatives and creatives to business.
No, she was. Absolutely.
She didn't feel like they should be on other ends of the room at a party. She would literally, I would see her pick one businessman and introduce them to a creative director, and pick another creative director and like introduce them to business. Go, you two should talk. It was a really beautiful, and she had that marriage from the boards and everything like that. She really did connect those worlds in together.
I certainly had some of those experiences myself. How do you keep that legacy alive? What do you think she would want you all to do?
Follow her advice. No, I think You know, we've thought a lot about this because for us, when we lost Mum, I think actually the thing that's been the thing that we're actually clearest on as the three of us has been about her legacy and what we want to live on. And I think it is about those pieces that I talked about. It's about her values, and her values were about women and empowering women. It was about the joy and beauty of multicultural Australia and supporting people to thrive. And it was about creativity. And those are really, I think, some of her most enduring legacies in Australia. And those are the things that we see as really our responsibility, I think, to try and to really continue that and to build on it. And I think that's what we take. It's quite a lot of responsibility. Honestly, it is, because she did make a big difference to people. But I think that's how we grew up, with those values. And I think those are the values that we want to take forward as well.
And I guess speaking specifically of her support for women.
And that's a journey that we're going through to work out how do we best do that. And I think it's something that we'll do more and more of as well.
And Alex, of course, the brand lives on, and we're about to see the new collection. How are you planning on moving the brand forward? What comes next?
Look, I think Mum was really best known for making things that last. Yeah. You saw that in her clothes, and I think that she really had a long-sighted view of the business as well. Bianca mentioned the merger between family and fashion as being quintessentially Italian. It was something that she did very much. She brought us into the business from a very young age. When everyone else was at school age on holidays, we were toiling away in the business, and that was really that was our shared family experience in the business for all of our school years. It was, for her, it was her life's work, but it was also her other child. And the four of us, or the five of us together, Mum, the three of us in the business, that was our time spent together. She really did, in the next chapter of the business, she really did see us as being the next chapter of the business. And the business has been around for 56 years, and our chance is to take that forward to the next 56. That's what we're thinking about. I mean, Edwina, you know what that's like, running Vogue Australia, that's been around even longer than Carla Zampatti.
Only just. Carla used to remind me, only 4 years. That's it.
Got a slight head start, but you would know what it's like. It's an enormous amount of legacy, but it's it's an incredible, wonderful thing that you get to build on that, those incredible foundations.
And I guess getting that design room in the next generation, right, is a big part of that, as it has been for Vogue. How do you go about that?
We have the most amazing team, and in Carla Zampatti in the business, and many of them have been with her for 20 and 30 years, and they're the real, they're the heart of the creative side of the business. I think between them and obviously my sisters, who are very much part of that team as well, it's really a story of continuity. We're really wanting to take that, keep building on that success, but the team is really in place, and it's something that she left with us, which we're very grateful for.
And of course the DNA is so strong, and this is something I'd like to ask you all. I mean, how do you carry that forward?
I think it's really interesting because Allegra and I and Alex have reflected on how definite Mum was, and I think we are looking at her legacy. I think it was the greatest gift that she was so definite. You will look at a fabric and you'll go, "Oh no, that's so not Mum," or you'll be like, "That's so Carla." She has, and it was so interesting because I think we call it now DNA because it is it's in our cells, it's in our blood, it's in our body, it's in our being. And I know that now people build brands and they're like building the DNA, but the Carla one, it was just felt. It was like at events, only white flowers, what kind of music? There was always piano in it, or it might be a violin, there was just so many, what did a pattern look like? It had to be strong. There's no little fluffy, happy little tiny flowers here. I just think that there was, you look at her house and it's all, the elements and objects they all have their own way that they stand out, but they have to fit in this like harmonious way and have an impact. And I think that as a designer, like, you know, with design, you're always looking for what's your frame, what's your picture. And I think the frame that she gave us for the picture inside is so unique that you know what can only go in that frame.
It's funny because there are also, like, I would say that Mum also did everything there was to do in fashion. She obviously did clothes, but she designed perfumes, accessories, jewellery, handbags, a car. She got a coffee table book I just see over here. It's just the immense design legacy that's out there that she left behind. So I think it really comes back to you know, her brand message and her values as well as the product, and so it's bringing that message to the next generation of you know, loyal customers that it's really the exciting part.
And I guess my perspective on this is that, you know, Mum saw clothes both for their beauty, but also, you know, come back to how they make you feel. And, you know, I think if we, you know, do our job and help and continue to give, you know, the people who support Carla Zampatti clothes that make them feel beautiful, but make them feel strong and make them feel confident, then that's when we will be living, you know, her DNA. And that's really, that's our objective, I think, as a family.
You know, they don't have such a strong memory of her, but she's going to be a giant in their lives, and really, to give them a sense of what she was like, you know, we're obviously encouraging them to get part of that experience from working in the business itself while they're at school and things like that. But it's really, you know, as your the purpose that is sort of galvanised us a bit has been, you know, the challenge of the next generation, and really bringing them up with similar sorts of values and mission.
But it sounds like she's left you all with a very strong frame with which to work it out. And one of those things is obviously work ethic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly instilled in all of you a very strong work ethic. Would that be true?
Yeah, she's had quite a grueling. She had a grueling work ethic, and something she gave to each of us, and we've taken that in our respective
Endurance
careers.
test, you know?
Yes.
And also a wonderful grandmother. I believe she had a lot of sleepovers too.
So my kids, poor Alex's kids, never got the sleepover, if the truth be known. But my children had sleepovers with their other grandparents, and then said, "So Nonna, when are we having a sleepover?" And since then, the next 5 just started coming in. But I think that she loved family moments. You know, she could be whoever on whatever, you know, in whatever role she played in the week. But on the weekend, she was, you know, no makeup, no shoes. And she was just, the door was always open. She always was about how did the clothes make you feel. And I always have a theme every season in the story and narrative. And she'd be like, I don't care. How does it make you feel? Put it on. What do you feel like? Where are you going? What are you doing? And I think that now it's become such a, let's say, a felt sense that whenever I drape a lot on my body, and I've always been very tactile and very connected to it. And the way that things make you feel, there's such a transportive sense of that I even remember, like, you know, after she passed, I was like, wrapping something around, and I'm sure Allegra will remember this, and she would always go like this, you know, like, pull you in, go, you look better like this.
It must give you such joy. I mean, there must be joyful moments to see her legacy at work around you, to see the impact she's had on Australian fashion, Australian business, the arts, your own children. You know, how does that joy feel?
It's funny. It was actually really comforting to hear lots of people say lovely things, I must say. It was a bit overwhelming at the start, but you know, reading the stories about her, some of them were really funny, which actually really helped as well. And you know, I think that's really lovely, because I think it means that you don't feel like you lose them in the same way if you don't have those stories. So I'm very grateful to people who wrote to us and who shared, who just shared their stories of mum. And I still meet people and they'll say, I remember your mum did this, this and this. And that's actually really joyful for me. So it gives a lot of comfort. And, I'm incredibly proud, I think, of mum. And I think, I'm incredibly proud of particularly what her impact on individuals. And, that brings me pride, all the time, actually. So I'm very proud of who she was and, and what she achieved.
I think that I think of her as being I think she would be quite like this, is that she's actually a quintessentially Australian migrant success story. And I always thought she was like that. But after she died, we read so many of these international obituaries where she was in foreign language newspapers all through, particularly in Europe and in American newspapers. And I thought, this is quite an amazing thing. She had such a reach, which was very unexpected, makes us incredibly proud. But it's that story of that young Italian girl migrating to rural Western Australia without speaking a word of English, leaving before she'd finished school, and creating this amazing presence in business and fashion. I think that the reach of that story has just been breathtaking and very humbling, but absolutely lovely. It makes us very proud of what she achieved.
For me, I think I thought a lot about the connection and the way that I've met so many people, some who've met her, some who haven't, all of who have watched her, and they all know her spirit. It's quite a wild thing. There's something where the woman said to me, when I put a dress of your mother's on, I know she made it for me. It was my dress. She was talking to me. And this other woman said, when I put your mother's dresses on, I get a body lift. She knows my body so well. And then another woman said, how does she know what I want before I know I want it? And I think there was this kind of it's really it's energetic, it's in the air, it's in the spirit. She just had this way that she was so in tuned and not market research. She just was connected to women. She was fascinated by them. She would, I should never come home from a dinner party and not tell me about this woman that she met wonderful who did this woman. Wonderful. Yeah, I know. She was deeply connected to them. And she was in a lift and you were standing there. She'd go, how are you? She just engaged. There was this deep curiosity and this deep connection that she was looking and that she achieved with thousands of people, and they look at you and they're you can tell it's your mother, but they know her in this really intimate way. She's there with them in the fitting room. For us, the legacy is not how rich she was. It was definitely, obviously, she has an incredible impression on us, but how beautiful that she has managed to connect to that many people in that way. And as a fashion designer, you're in it for the feeling, you're in it for the way that you you can transport, support, evolve, hold, comfort, inspire people on that every day, and you go on a journey with them. They don't get to keep their beautiful houses, they walk out of the door to work. They get to keep what you have and what they're, you get to shroud them, you get to hold them. And she just held women up. Mm-hmm. And it was the most beautiful thing that they felt her holding them up.
Well, in true Carla spirit, we're going to be looking at the next collection, which I think she would be really thrilled about. And Allegra, Bianca and Alex, thank you. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts and memories with us today, but also for opening up Carla's beautiful home so that we can showcase the next collection.
Thank you. And thank you. And thank you also for the support of this really important cause. We, personally, we're really very passionate about that as well. And so very, very honoured to be connected as well. So thank you, Edwina.
Thank you.
What a beautiful interview there. Thank you so much to Edwina McCann for doing that interview. And of course, huge thanks and love to Alexander Schuman, Bianca Spender and Allegra Spender for sharing so much of that with us. We all loved your mum so much. And I must say, actually, Renee, the very first jacket I ever wore on television to read the news was a Carla Zampatti jacket. So, yes.
You're good at it.
Oh, well, yeah, but the thing is, she makes you, doesn't she, Cindy, feel she sort of like you could do anything, like you're bulletproof.
I love the structure, I love the colour.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you so much to the Zampatti family for that lovely interview. Now, we have been getting plenty of pictures from you and your celebrations. We'll go to those in a moment. We are celebrating, but I have to confess, being a crap housewife, I didn't put the chicken on for long enough. So we're going to be eating the delicious Neil Perry chicken shortly. So apologies to you both. It might be a while. I didn't read the instructions properly. Surprise, surprise. But
Prosecco.
Prosecco, yes, and I've got of course the rosé. Big thanks to Symphonia and also as well. Please keep up with those silent auction bids because Cindy, after we spoke and we were talking about that wish list, we got a number of donations from people. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, so thank you all so much for that. But please keep going. We want to give as many wonderful sort of caring experiences to people at the Chris O'Brien Lifehouse. And of course, there's a whole lot of other incredible items there up for grabs. And look, there is the barcode, and I'll do the you do that with your phone onto the barcode. Or, of course, you can text that number as well because there is a Carla Zampatti voucher. We were talking about how wonderful the Carla Zampatti designs are. It's worth $2,000, so please donate for that as well. There is the bougie board. It's a beautiful grazing board that we were picking at a bit earlier. This wonderful young woman, Lily, who we've met, who is a fabulous young entrepreneur. I know she's at home celebrating with her friends. Thank you for your support and the beautiful grazing board that you have. Now, I think we're going to have a look at some of the pictures and also the winning picture from the celebrations from people at home. Will we have a look at that? Because there have been so many coming through.
It has been.
Yeah, with that particular hashtag. Have we got it there, team? If we haven't, that's all right. I can keep talking. Oh, this isn't the winner, but it's pretty special. Here are some other people coming through celebrating. It's so lovely to see, celebrating the day. Thank you so much. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't read the names, but all set up for the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. Oh, thank you, saying the great Jess Rowe. That's so nice. Look at that, with 3 generations supporting the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation, the Freebie girls. Oh, look at this. We're all wearing Carla Zampatti. She's wearing geriatric cat, yay! It's another crazy cat lady. I love it too.
With my parents.
Oh, and this is Renee's lovely mum and dad. And I tell you what, you must be so proud of your daughter. She is just amazing what she does for the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. And here we have some very special people, Renee.
Yes, that's Chris and her gorgeous granddaughter Mia.
Oh, Chris, it's so lovely to see you and your granddaughter. And look at that floral garland on the top of her
gorgeous,
head.
isn't
It
it?
just looks fantastic. We're loving seeing these pictures because, of course, we wish we could all be in the same room with you. And look, ta-da!
Yeah.
This is, in fact, our winner.
It's a good one, isn't it?
This is our winner. This is Michelle and crew, and I'm sure Michelle is the one with the beautiful red lipstick. We love your table setup. We love that you're all there together, celebrating such a special evening, and we love that smile, Michelle. So you are the winner of our final Lucky Door prize, the Symphonia wine package. I know there's some rosé in there for you. Which you will really enjoy. So, but thank you for sending those pictures. But keep sending them through because it is so good to share them. We obviously miss seeing your faces because for many years we've been in such a full room of wonderful women and some blokes, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, look, who's sending you a message there, Renee?
Probably my mother.
Oh, yay. See, Renee never stops. Oh, yes.
We need to just remind everybody about one constant in the ladies' long lunch.
Yes.
So Professor Sanjay Warrior has bought his staff and our fellows a dinner.
Oh.
And they've set it all up in Lifehouse.
Oh, what a lovely...
For the end of my operating list, and everybody has gone on there. And I don't know, we do have a picture. Do we have a picture of that?
I hope we do, but if we don't, I mean, many of us know how amazing Sanjay is. I mean, he sticks in our mind, doesn't he? From the
I think
lunches.
he's one of the reasons we get a lot of donations.
I think so. He's easy on the eye, isn't he?
And such a talented surgeon
Yes,
as well. But
that's more important.
yes,
Yeah.
cheers. Here's to you, Sanjay, and
Sanjay,
all
nice
the
to
team.
meet you guys.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it wonderful to see them there? Cheers to you all. Thank you for all of the incredible work that you do. We are so grateful for all of it. And obviously, it'd be great to all be together, but I love that that he shouted the team.
He did.
Dinner.
It's very generous of him.
Do you think he would have put the chicken in the oven for long enough?
I'm gonna guess Sophie did it.
Ah.
But I could be wrong. I could be so sexist. I'm so sorry.
Well, we're still waiting. Sorry, I'm sorry that we're still waiting for the chicken here. But perhaps by the end of the evening,
We'll get there.
I would have cooked it enough for you, because it is, from what we hear, delicious. Yes. So big thank you to Neil, Perry and Sam for their very generous donation of all that beautiful food. Now what we're going to do, because we love frocks, we've been talking frocks and fashion, we're going to have a look at a lovely runway display of Carla Zampatti's latest collection. Enjoy. Oh, wasn't that so beautiful? That virtual runway of Carla Zampatti's incredible collection. Now, cheers, suddenly the table's grown since we've last seen you. And look, the chicken is cooked. Well, we hope it is. We hope I've cooked it enough. But I'm a little disappointed, Renee, you just gave me one potato.
That's all I had. It was 20 seconds.
You did very well. This is our fabulous team who have put this evening together. So can we all at home give them an enormous round of applause, all of you, because you've worked so hard. And thank you so much. It's just been amazing what you've done. So cheers. Here's to us. And I hope everyone at home is doing a bit of a cheers as well, because you know what? We have some exciting news. We have raised already, I think it's $64,000. Oh my goodness. Yay! That is really something, because we haven't been able to do this lunch in person. And Renee, I mean, you haven't got a microphone on, so actually you do.
I do.
So what does that mean, hearing that number?
It's huge, Cindy. We probably need to sit down and brainstorm.
All
All the things that we've got to pay for. It means a lot to the foundation. We can continue what we're doing. We've got a lot of expenses, so between that and all of us doing our burpees this month as well, with 2 days left, it's made a big impact to what we've lost in the last 2 years. So we're very grateful, extremely grateful.
Isn't it fantastic? And I mean, Cindy, it really is quite something, isn't it? To have raised that this evening.
I mean, the pandemic's been so tricky for everybody. It's been hard for everyone. People have lost jobs. There's been a lot of insecurity. And to know that people are still out there digging deep for our patients is just, it's heartwarming. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, so much love to you. I know I've said I had goosebumps earlier tonight, but I've got them again, because even though we cannot connect in person, we can connect this way. And I think there's something to be said for that we can feel the love and support remotely, can't we? It really is something. And so thank you. Now, I think what we're going to do, are we going to draw the raffle?
Yes.
The Canturi raffle. Do we have?
We are going to just...
there it is. Thank you, Bianca. Bianca's been organising. She knows where all the very important things are. Now, I'm going to get you to draw it.
Okay, because you don't trust your eyes.
Well, but I bought some tickets, so I don't know. Well, actually, yes, you draw it. You draw it.
I'm really hoping my secretary gets it. Karen, I hope this one is for you.
Oh, so this is for the Canturi Diamond Pendant. Cindy, who's the winner?
Okay, it's not Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
But it is Sophie McPherson.
Wow!
Sophie McPherson! You have won the most exquisite Canturi pendant. I'm not sure if we're able to get a image. There it is. Sophie, very soon you will be wearing that extraordinary, exquisite, sparkling, amazing pendant around your neck. So thank you for your support. That is such a beautiful necklace. And of course, enormous thanks and love to Canturi, who have been massive supporters and long-term supporters of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. 26 years, isn't it, Renee?
26, yeah.
And so that, every year they donate the most beautiful prizes, and we love you, Trish and Stefano. And can I just mention my earrings again?
Oh, I'm lusting after them.
Thank you so much for allowing me to wear these tonight. I wonder if I could wear them in bed. Do you think? Just to try and get maximum wear. Maybe not. It is now, though, my great pleasure to introduce someone who is very special. She's a good friend of mine. She has such a big heart. And Angela Bishop is one of the founding members of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation, isn't she, Renee?
She is.
And Ange is tireless in her support, and she does so much for so many people. And let's just hear from Ange now.
Today, the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation is remembering the kind, loving and vibrant life of Danielle Wally. Danny was a member of the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation for more than 20 years, including the roles of president and vice president. Danny ran the ladies' lunch for many years and transformed the event. Danny was also heavily involved with the rugby long lunch. She enthusiastically supported every aspect of the SBCF and was instrumental in shaping the foundation. Her endless energy and tireless dedication to breast cancer research will be sorely missed. She was never without a huge smile and made every person she came in contact with immediately feel good. Danny's very close family, Jill and John Carney, and her sister Jackie and Paolo and husband Cameron supported her and the foundation. They continue to support the foundation, and we are very happy that they're with us tonight. The Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation is extremely grateful to have had Danny on the committee and to have shared her passion. We miss her enormously. Please join the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation as we celebrate Danny Wally.
Well, here is to Danny and to all of the women and families who have been impacted by breast cancer. Here's to you all. Cheers, cheers. And here's to you all at home for your love and support. It has been such a special evening. I've had an absolute ball. I could keep talking and talking and talking. But of course, what I would love to do is to thank all of our sponsors and supporters, because without them, tonight wouldn't have been possible. So an enormous thank you, of course, to Carla Zampatti and to Vogue Australia. That was such a beautiful interview that Edwina McCann did, and to hear from Carla's family. So thank you so very much. As well to Neil Perry, his wife Sam, and business partner David Allison, plus the team at Chow Chow. Well, I'm about to start my meal. I've been too busy talking and and I didn't cook it properly to begin with. But anyway, I'm sure everyone at home has loved their meal. So enormous love and thanks, Neil, to you and to Sam, to Symphonia Wines.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing. Again, long-term supporters of the foundation. The rosé, I have to say, is a favourite.
Mine's the Prosecco.
Oh, is it? Is it, Cindy?
Will you be ordering a case for Christmas?
Oh, yes, please. Good. One case. But again, you know, they've been such long-term supporters.
They have.
And I know that you at home managed to have, you had the rosé, the Prosecco, the red, the white. So please show them some love, as you say, for Christmas. And now that we can entertain and have people in our homes, and also connected events. Thank you. Amazing. Round of applause for you guys for putting together tonight. It has been just wonderful, and you've done such a beautiful job. And to see the virtual runway that Sophie and Steph put together, that they shot and edited, so wonderful.
I bid on you. Whoever's outbidding me, stop.
So yes, because you'd like some studio time, Cindy,
I would love
is that
some.
right?
I'm just watching how you guys have done it. It's been great.
Well, you'll need to stay up until midnight.
I know, but that's past my bid.
Well, because we do want you to stay up until midnight, because the silent auction is open until midnight. So, Cindy, you might need to start till midnight if you want to be getting this particular session here in the studio. So the silent auction will be open to midnight. Please, we've already raised some wonderful funds, but we can do more. I reckon we can do more. So please dig deep. You're helping the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation and Cindy and her team with the incredible work that they do at Chris O'Brien Lifehouse. So cheers. Here's to all of you, each and every one of you. So much love. Thank you. Have a great evening and keep bidding on those silent auctions. Good night, and we love you. Hopefully we'll see you in person next year.
Yes, please.
So much love and thank you. Good night, everyone. Yay.